Melyssa Ford gets removed from the Joe Budden Podcast intro and is getting kicked out the show Groupchat. Yes, y'all. Breaking news. Melyssa Ford, who has disappeared from the Joe Budden Podcast now for 5 going on 6 weeks, has been removed from the show intro. On the episode that just dropped, she's not there. For the last 6 weeks, every other show intro, she was. And I know some of you might be saying it's because she's not on the show no more. She's coming back, though. But Ish wasn't on this episode, and he was still in the intro. Then there's another conversation they had about the group chat.
Take it personal. The group chat's changing.
You the smart.
We reorganizing.
Oh my God.
We gotta restructure it.
So, as you can see, there's more allusions to Melyssa Ford's time at the show winding down. But remember, folks, Melyssa Ford did make an appearance a couple days ago.
What's going on, Hip Politics? Today I'm here with
Melyssa Ford, media personality.
And she's apparently scheduled, this is what I heard through the grapevine, to speak at CultureCon. But I don't know, that's not 100% sure. So she is popping out more and more. But as far as the show is moving, it appears like her time is done. But then there was another theory somebody suggested to me on my Patreon. Ancient Like the Abacus said the following. Yo, you may already know all of this, but I'm pretty sure I discovered a major reason why Melyssa Ford hasn't been on the pod. The reason is because of the lawsuit against Joe and Mel by Joe's neighbors. The neighbors have been trying to serve Mel papers and haven't been able to because they can't locate her home address. Because of that, they have been trying to serve her at the pod, but she, maybe purposely, hasn't been there. They are now going to court on October 24th to request an order to formally serve Mel at the Joe Budden Network, LLC. I wouldn't be surprised if she returns to the pod soon or right after this date. Also, those terroristic threat charges that Mel has, that I commented about on your Patreon a few weeks ago, are part of the lawsuit. Around December 7th, 2024, she made a comment on the pod speculating about threatening to kill the upstairs neighbor. It is likely that she was advised to not come to the pod, or there is some type of restraining order prohibiting her from being there. I can shoot you the court docs if you aren't aware of them already. So there's a lot of theories about why she's not there. I think this theory is a solid one because, maybe that explains why the podcast has been mum about it, not saying a damn thing. But why is the podcast taking her out of the intro? Why is Melyssa Ford not speaking about the pod at all? Because even if she's not supposed to be at the pod, she can still call in, right? She can still appear virtually. She can still pop out and do podcast. Even Hot and Bothered has not come back. So this has done a lot to the theories, but let me know which theory you believe. I do think that it looks like her time is done. I can't foresee a situation where she can just come back all willy-nilly and act like everything is fine, especially with the integration of Mona and the other upheaval that's going on the cast already. Flip isn't getting along with Joe. Joe isn't getting along with Flip. Hell, even Mark and the cast seem to be going at it. Ish is wishy-washy. This guy can snap. He has the moodiness of a, high drafted QB. So if Melyssa Ford returns, she's coming back to a podcast that is already in upheaval without her portion of contribution to the show. And the fan base, much like this channel, will speculate about why she left. So it's likely if she comes back, people are still going to think, hey, what's going on? And then they're saying Flip is going to leave at some point. And that's another theory that I forgot to mention. The Flip versus Melyssa Ford theory that also seems solid. This basically hangs on the notion that day when she disappeared, Melyssa Ford told Joe to pick or do something like she had in the past. And Joe said he wasn't getting rid of Flip, which led to the tension between Flip and Joe. Well, if that's the case, I think Melyssa Ford is. You think Melyssa Ford is gonna have to deal with coming back to Joe and Flip? I'm telling you, man, you can see it on the pod. Melyssa Ford finds Queen's Flip disgusting. Not saying that he is, but you can just tell that initially, when they first got there, Flip and Melyssa Ford kind of had this brother, fake sister relationship, which I used to poke fun at in spaces. I used to say, why everybody call themselves brothers and sisters? I know there's kinship in that. I get it. I understand that. But it never looked like Melyssa Ford bought into it. It never looked like Ish bought into it. Like there was certain members of the show when Flip would do, yo, you my brother, you my family, you my sister. They didn't call Flip their brother. Ish never called Flip his brother. Melyssa Ford never called Flip her brother. And that's just an interesting thing, because I do think when people kind of label you a certain way, it's often manipulation. But once again, Melyssa Ford is not on the show intro for the Joe Budden podcast. She has been removed. And man, the curse of DJ Premier strikes again. If y'all don't remember, back when Rory Mal and Joe broke up, before that, Joe had ordered a DJ Premier beat. And I don't know, I be thinking these beats are really regular. The ones that he produces for the show, they be sound like something you could get off the YouTube music library. I don't know what's so special about it. Was Joe trying to hide the numbers from Rory and Mal? Was he doing creative accounting? Did he pay DJ Premier like $400,000 for some whack beat pack? And so he could be like, oh man, the accounting, man, the expenses. I'm sorry, Rory and Mal. I'm sorry, I can't send you the accounting. But anyway, when that happened, Rory and Mal shortly left the show after that. And now that the DJ Premier beat comes back, Melyssa Ford is nowhere to be found. So DJ Premier, is he a curse to the Joe Budden podcast? I don't know, you guys. We're going to have to find out. But let me know what you think about her being removed from the intro. Also, the allusions to the group chat. You know, there was another comment Flip made about how somebody was in the group chat and they only left a heart emoji.
Some don't respond to groups, so you might have to do individual invites. They just might give you a heart.
I think that was a reference to Melyssa Ford. So it appears like they asked Melyssa Ford something and she didn't even respond. Looks like Ford is MIA, and it appears like even if Joe Budden wants her back, maybe she doesn't want to come back. Maybe she's sick of that show. She sees an avenue to engage in gender war potting like tonight's conversation, and also a game plan for Hot and Bothered. But we'll have to see, because Hot and Bothered is also silent as well. With that said, follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. And follow my Patreon, The Stop. This is Danny from The Stop. Peace.